everyone, and welcome to the BMI Baby Elite Ice Hockey League here on Sky Sports, where the Cardiff Devils are playing host to the league leaders, Coventry Blaze. Well, folks, no change at the top of the table. The Coventry Blaze still looking dominant in their run into claiming the league title. The Cardiff Devils, however, have had an unbelievably injury-plagued season. Alongside of me is Dave Sims. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm very well. They let me into Cardiff, Nick, which is always a good sign, isn't it?
Have you ever seen a team go through such injury problems like the Cardiff Devils, especially losing Phil O'Sears?
Well, you know what? When you lose your goalie, that's the worst injury of all, because he's the one guy you can't replace. It's so difficult, and the Cardiff Devils have really struggled, as we've seen in a recent run of results, to get back to winning ways.
But he is back in the lineup, and they do have some other additions.
Well, they have that, and they've got the daddy back, Dion Darling, who's you haven't seen him yet, Nick, but he's a bruising brood of a defenceman. He's a miserable old man, and he'll get that dressing room riled up. But only for 8 minutes, the Cardiff Devils have been back to full strength at their full import quota. But then last night, what goes and happened? David Longstaff of Newcastle runs over Jason Silverthorne. Poor old Silverthorne's got his shoulder hanging down by his waist at the moment, and he could be out for an indefinite period of time. It never rains, but it pours for Jared Adams.
Okay, well, let's have a look at some of the results from Saturday's games. Dave, anything pop out of there for you?
Well, you know what? Newcastle are starting to win hockey games. Nottingham are starting to lose some hockey games. And Newcastle play Nottingham tonight. Therefore, you know, the Vipers are catching those Panthers. The Vipers think they can get fourth place. Edinburgh haven't given up hopes on the playoffs, even though I've said before, and I still say I don't think they'll make it.
Let's have a look at the league table there.
Well, again, you know, at the top it says what it says.
Yep.
You know, I still think the Coventry Blaze just have too many games in hand. Sheffield now seem to have manoeuvred themselves in a position where maybe they're the only challengers. Down at the bottom, you know, Edinburgh and Hull, Hull are gone. See you later, think of next year. Edinburgh are giving the ball a kick, though. You know, they've won their last 3 straight. The only time they've won 3 games consecutively all season. Good time to do it.
Okay, let's go back to the Cardiff Devils right now, and for them, it's about getting ready for the playoffs, isn't it?
I think so as well. You know, try and get the team back together again. You know, I'm just looking over your shoulder. I'm seeing Paul Sample. He's a GB international, plays in the second line. He's been out for 6 weeks. He's out for another 2 weeks. Yeah. Now you lose Silverthorne. Not only did they lose the goalie O'Sear, they lost your favourite, Tyson Toplitsky. This is how important Toplitsky is. Toplitsky gets a hat-trick in Newcastle in a 4-3 loss. They're missing goals. They've missed big players. I mean, it's a shame for the Cardiff Devils, the injury situation they've had there.
Let's talk about the Coventry Blaze now. And obviously they've had an unbelievable season, but they're playing a lot of hockey right now.
You know what? They play Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the Knockout Cup. Saturday, Sunday, 6 games in 9 nights. Tell Capello, Ferguson and Ericsson about 6 games in 9 nights. It's tough for them, but you know what? They have the experience. We've talked about it so often, not only in Cloutier, but in people like Neil Martin, Barry Moore. They've got that solid experience that's going to take them through.
You're always welcome in Cardiff, aren't you, Davey?
Brad, stop doing that, or I'll get you back.
All right, Dave. All right. Well, you caught up with both head coaches, Paul Thompson and Jared Adams. Here's what they had to say.
Gee, the Coventry Blaze in town, never easy against the league leaders. You're back to full strength? Well, you're almost back to full strength. You lost Silverthorne last night.
Yeah, I think we're back to full strength for about 10 minutes, and he got a knock on the shoulder, so we're just going to wait and see a specialist on that one.
Have you ever known a year where the injuries have been as bad as they have this season?
No, I've never known or even heard of it, and it's just it's one of those things. I guess hockey's a pretty contagious game. When you win, you keep winning, and when you get injured, guys keep getting injured. They try to do too much, and they play a lot.
Yeah. Always hard as well when one of the guys injured is Phil O'Sear, your goalie. You've got him back now, so the aim of the rest of the year just to go into the playoffs hot and strong, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily hot and strong. Is we want to build towards the playoffs. Right now, the games really don't mean that much for us in the league. We know we're not going to finish anywhere near the top 3, and we're just building for the playoffs, and we have to compete against the top teams.
Okay, just a quick final word on Dion Darling, bringing him back. What does he add to your team?
I think we need a little bit of help in the dressing room with the leadership and whatnot. We needed a bigger man on the back end, and you think you can ask the Newcastle Vipers. It was a tough year to try to bring somebody in at the deadline, and Dion Darling fits the bill for a big man and good leadership in our room.
Paul, the march to a championship continues, and a tough place to come, Cardiff.
Yeah, especially, Darling's back in their lineup, O'Sear's back. These are a great team. They are a great team. I'm not just saying that. I think we all felt a little bit, not feel sorry for the Cardiff Devils because they were a competitor, for the league at that time. But losing your number 1 goalie like that's going to hurt any team. And and their results have shown that over the past 6 or 8 weeks.
Your results, another win against Hull Stingrays the other night. You come in here tonight, do you change anything, or is it just more of the same?
We're just going to hopefully come in and try and get both points today. We know a lot about them, they know all about us. It'll be a competitive game, they always are, Coventry Cardiff games, and we've just got to make sure we keep, getting them away wins. They're big for us, and knocking the games down, because the Sheffield Steelers now have kind of moved up into second place, and they're breathing, right down our necks.
The Blaze, the Devils, it's a big rivalry, isn't it? Physical encounter?
Normally with Mr. Voth out here, that's his game. It's a small rink, and it'll be a battle tonight. They always are. They're good competitive battles.
Dave, into the ones to watch, and we're talking about physicality, and Dion Darling brings another level of physicality to the Cardiff Devils.
If I had my way and I owned a hockey club, Dion Darling would play in that hockey team, because yes, he's a physical presence, he's a great defenseman, he's a leader, he's a miserable, nasty, moaning old grumpy man at times, but that's what it needs, and he knows what it takes to win. If he has to block a shot today and go in front of Cloutier or Calder and take one, he'll take one. You can't buy what a Dion Darling brings your hockey club. Outstanding.
And against the Coventry Blaze, I suppose the Cardiff Devils have to play physical, don't they?
They've got to play physical, and Dion Darling will lead from that way. He'll crunch.
Now, the Coventry Blaze, you picked Dan Carlson for the ones to watch.
Dan Carlson is the person that Paul Thompson says makes Adam Calder a better player. When Calder does well, Carlson's doing well. They're just integrated, and I think Dan Carlson's the best two-way centre in this league right now.
All right, quick prediction.
I think the Cardiff Devils will come and play hard, but I think Coventry just to sneak it.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. First period coming to you from Cardiff after the break. Hello and welcome back to the BMI Baby Elite Ice Hockey League. The Welsh Anthem just about ready to finish, and we're just about ready for the first period of action between the Cardiff Devils and the Coventry Blaze.
Well, there's a big rivalry between these two teams, Nick. Game 6 of the series this season, and the Cardiff Devils are yet to win one. 4 losses and a tie. Let's start off with the visitors, the Coventry Blaze. You'll remember the name Steve Fone from last week's show. He's back with his mother team now, and he's back with the Coventry Blaze. No Jonathan Weaver. How will Coventry cope without him? Well, they've got a lot of good supporting cast members. Neil Martin, James Pease, Matthias Soderstrom, and Casey Timmins, who can play both up front and at the back. Might find himself at the back end a bit tonight. Now, who's going to score the goals? Barrymore, or just Moore as Nick likes to call him, Russ Cowley, Sylvain Cloutier, but no wonder you can't look much further than Dan Carlson, our one to watch, and that man Adam Calder, probably the best goal scorer in the league right now.
I think they're going to be starting with Sylvain Cloutier, my all-star centerman, with Cowley and Huppy, with Soderstrom and Martin on the points, and Koenig, one of the best goalies in the league, guarding the 2-4.
Well, the Cardiff Devils fans will be delighted for no other reason than Phil Auxerre is back in the lineup. They haven't seen him since, well, it must seem like before Christmas. Auxerre, one of the league's leading goaltenders, has been out injured. He's on his second weekend back. Toplitsky had a hat-trick in Newcastle just 24 hours ago, and 32. Dion Darling back in the lineup. Up front, our man Sylvain Deschanelay, the most expensive name if you want a replica shirt in British ice hockey. Patrico and Brabia also ones to watch.
And again, we think the Cardiff Devils are going to start with Deschanelay and Patrico and Voth up front, with Darling and Toplinsky on the points, and another one of the great ones in goal, Auxerre.
Our man in charge is Tom Darnell. And while we're talking about referees, I get well soon to Michael Hicks, the referee from Cardiff. He was taken ill at the Edinburgh game in Nottingham at the weekend. So Plitsky it is, he'll start the ball rolling as he chips down below. Patrico helps it on its way. Coventry with Casey Timmins. So Timmins, he started on the back end, but Cardiff with puck possession, and Brad Voth takes a shot through traffic, then runs through the crease, and Koenig throws one, and then two, and Voth stands up. Timmins has got to go and grab, and he does. A little bit of melee afterwards. I think Patrico involved. Dion Darling grabs. I think it's Dan Carlson.
Oh, they're all in there. They're all in there, Dave. Good start by the Cardiff Devils.
Right off the bat, and you just know when there's a loose puck in front that Brad Voth It's in his mindset. He's going to go.
And look at Darling behind the goal as well. Oh, sorry. Oh, let's have a look at the replay here. And Koenig giving Voth a little bit of a back of the head rub there. And that's good for the Cardiff Devils. Get right in the face of Trevor Koenig right away. Put him off of his game. And things have settled down a little bit. But both defensemen for the Cardiff Devils have gone into the zone.
Deon Darling straight back into action. His first game back here in Cardiff since his return from Canada. No penalties called by Tom Darnell.
The thing is, though, that goal move behind and we know last time we were in Cardiff, those goals moved around quite a bit. So it'll be interesting to see if the ice around the mooring's been chipped up a bit.
It moved because 11'6" Brad Voth went through the crease at Mark 4. That's why it moved, Nick. I think if you had got 3 foot of concrete underneath it, it would have still moved.
I think it's just the start the Cardiff Devils want, though. Get physical and get right in the face of Trevor Koenig.
That's right. Get some emotion going and get some energy building, making a lot of noise here in Cardiff. Danny Stewart headmans the puck. Patrico clears all the way around. Martin and Voth comes again with a big hit on Neil Martin right off the bat.
And Neil Martin skating right across Voth just through neutral ice, saying, didn't hurt, buddy, didn't hurt.
Let's bring it on. So Brad Voth again, leading as he means to continue. And all the Cardiff Devils fans just behind us, Nick, that make a point.
Yeah.
Toe and Jared Adams. So Jared Adams is taking his shift up on the right wing. Tyson Toplitsky as well. Out on the ice, it is Toplitsky now. Back scored a hat-trick in Newcastle. Jared Adams moves the puck forward. Beer will go and get it. Koenig kind of lost it in his skates. Came out to Curtis Hoppe. Hoppe on the back door, gives it to Cloutier. Cloutier tried to find Coward.
The puck coming off the boards really quick. That was good, quick thinking by Trevor Koenig to deflect it behind his own goal.
It's a physical battle in Cardiff between the Devils and the Blaze. As Adam moves the puck forward, Beer gets the better of James Peace, gets to the loose puck first. Peace comes across with a slash. Hill's waiting as the third unit gets on for the Cardiff Devils, and Phil Hill goes behind the goal, tries to find Garrow, loose puck out in front for Beer, and Koenig made the save. Whistle blows, little bit of afters.
Good old-fashioned hockey down in Cardiff, Dave. I like it. Both teams coming out really physical. You expect the size of guys like Darling and Voth to intimidate the Coventry Blaze, but I also have a little look at Sylvain Cloutier for the Coventry Blaze. He's loving it too. A little grit in his teeth, and they're all liking it.
I'll tell you something else, Nick. This building is rocking. I've been to this building, I don't know, 7 or 8 times since they moved from the Welsh National Ice Rink, and it was always going to be hard to replicate the great atmosphere in that building. That was one of the great buildings. And I think Cardiff struggled to do that for a while, but tonight, this is just like being back in the old Welsh National Ice Rink. Great atmosphere, the drums, the atmosphere, and certainly these Cardiff Devils fans, they're certainly wanting their team to give it that emotion and to just get back into this league season. And wow, it's a buzzing atmosphere. You can hardly hear yourself speak, even without headphones on. Jason Stone rims round. Neil Francis scored the last time we were here. Koenig got a bit of it, and James Archer will bang off the glass through the neutral zone. Garrow just overhandled the puck. Hoppe still got it, moves it forward. Archer got moved off the puck as Cardiff come down the right-hand side. Brent Pope holds his hand up for too many men, and Coventry get called, I think, too many men as well.
So the Cardiff Devils are going to have the first power play of the evening, and they've done exactly what they wanted to do in this small, tight ice pad, 56 by 26, their home ice. Brent Pope's got the guys, he was screaming for the too many men. Darnell saw it.
Calder, backhand. He's not only a great goal scorer, he's a great penalty killer, Adam Calder. Cardiff Devils on the power play. Our first power play of the night with big Brad Voth. Moves the puck forward, Patrico took a swipe at it. They Chanelay into the corner, Soderstrom covers. Loose puck out front, and Dan Colson Manages just to chip through the blue zone, through the blue line, into the neutral zone. Here comes Patrico. Rabear's to his right. Patrico takes a shot. Denied by Koenig. Peace gets a long poke check to it. Carlson comes in for moral support. Puck out to Rabear. Rabear, will he try and feed the slot? No. Gets a cycle going. Rabear again has got Patrico in front of him. Look for the one-time pass to Brad Bob. Intercepted and the Coventry Blaze clear.
Yeah, you can see how Cardiff are just so hungry on that. Vaught had to come back on the point. Toplinski with the puck driving in. You've got everyone running and gunning to try and get the first one on the board for the Cardiff Devils.
I'm loving this. This is a game full of emotion and intensity. Jared Adams misses toe out, gets it back to Garrow, left-handed shot, takes a ripper, kept it low, Koenig just sticked it away. Darling helps the cycle along to Adams. Intercepted before he got to Phil Hill.
It's also one of those things, obviously emotions are running high right now. The Cardiff Devils want to try and keep the momentum and the tempo high, but they got to make sure they don't make any mental mistakes through being too emotional.
That old rink in Wales, in Cardiff, the Welsh National Ice Rink was full of emotion. Tonight, this one is as Garrett takes a shot. Loose puck comes out. Phil Hill bats it home, but Darnell had already blown his whistle. Jared Adams was in the crease.
So the Cardiff Devils did break the plane, but Jared Adams, who's in front of the net there, he loses his footing. He is in the crease, he's in the blue paint. And Darnell actually did blow that down before the puck crossed the line.
A year in the life of Sylvain Deschanelais. First time we came here, failed to impress. Looked like he was on his way home. Got given notice, and Jared Adams, though, obviously pulled the right triggers and pushed the right buttons on Deschanelais. He's now one of the league's outstanding players. Just struggled to find his form in the early part of the year. Voff breaks the zone.
Well, you know, Dave, anybody comes into a league like this and for the first time, and they need that little bit of settling down time. You look at what, say, in football, what Arsene Wenger does to new guys coming into the league, and of course you can't do that in ice hockey, but you got to give guys a half a dozen games to get used to it, and that's what Deschanelais did, and he definitely did look good when we first saw him, but he just wasn't producing, and now he is.
Patrico actually taking the face-off there, not Deschanelais. Koenig comes out, forehand rim round, as we are all back on 5-on-5 play now. Power play over for the Devils. Cardiff have got the jump in the early 5 minutes here. Deschanelais rims it round to Patrico. Voff will drive to the net. Patrico sets inside. You know, you have the feeling that Trevor Koenig's on his money tonight. He's made a couple of good stops already. A fine one there from Patrico. Calder just loses the puck in his skates, and Patrico walks in, gets tripped, penalty on the way. Second power play to the Cardiff Devils as Patrico walked in. The trip came in. It came from Adam Calder, and in fairness, it was Calder that kind of started that play, had the puck, he got lost on his feet, and he just couldn't chip out when he had the earlier chance.
Well, again, it's the Cardiff Devils playing physical and playing quick, and that guy Tyson Toplinski, he's so good and so quick, and when he pinches in on the point, he comes in with such speed, and there you can see his feet getting taken away, and that's a 2-minute minor, and the Cardiff Devils again on another power play.
We've kept talking on and off the last couple of shows, Nick, about possible All-Stars, and Toplinski, I think if he hadn't have been injured, he's one of those guys that would have featured, wouldn't he, in a round-robin discussion.
Didn't I pick him?
I think you were thinking of it, Nick, but you keep changing your mind every week.
I told you who I had. I had Bastiak and Toplinski.
Nick, every time I get a settled lineup, you go and steal one from me. Here's Phil Hill.
He's from Saskatoon too, so
that's, I think, why you went for him in the back of that taxi in Edinburgh. Here's Toe, gets it back out to Deschanelais. Phil Hill tries to protect the puck, and Deschanelais get there first, he can. Deschanelais again, he's battling, he's competitive, he competes. Pulls a nice little move there, and the puck just came out, an offside call.
Well, the thing about Deschanelais is that when I first noticed him, he's such a good skater. And, he skates with his head up, moves the puck well. And, I had no doubt. I know you may have did, but I didn't have any doubt he was going to turn into a pretty good hockey player. You just didn't want to say his name all year, did you?
I was hoping he was going to be a one-show wonder. But I'm glad he hasn't been, because he's been one of the better players in the league.
Great skater.
You know what? Patrico hasn't lost a draw tonight so far. Granted, we're only, 6 minutes into the game. Here's Mike Garrow. Gets it out to Patrico. Patrico looks on the money tonight. Pease clears, but not all the way. Voff out-muscles Stewart. That is going to be a battle tonight, and Stewart finishes. And now Voff goes again on Stewart, and we're going to have a cross-checking penalty coming in on Brad Voff. Here's Danny Stewart, there's Brad Voff.
Yep,
two competitive players.
Obviously the size difference, but their heart's still the same size, and you can see Stewart with the puck there, and Voff spun around and just gave him a little shove just on the top of the arm.
Adam Calder with 58 seconds left on the penalty that he had earlier. We're 4-on-4 at the moment. Pease just misses out as Garrows jumps in the play. Pease just forces Garrow wide, then finishes with a hit, ends up on top of him. Cardiff with Deschatelet. Cycles well. Stone's looking for the one-timer, wasn't really an option, and Soderstrom did a pretty good job, I think, on Deschatelet, forcing him wide. Cardiff playing with some intensity, but in 30 seconds' time, they're going to be up against the Coventry-based power play. Barry Moore gets the puck wide to Stewart. Barry Moore follows, but Garrow and Tono and Stone did an excellent job. Barry Moore just moves Mike Garrow out of the way. Jason Stone finishes. Here's Stewart. Tenacious little rink rat. Gives it to Barry Moore. Neil Martin on a shot from a close angle. Puck rebounds all the way around the rink and comes out to Moore. Moore into Martin. And here we go, folks. Power play time for the Coventry Blaze. Curtis Hoppy got the winner against the Hull Stingrays. Long outlet pass. Calder couldn't pick that up. He's come straight out of the penalty box. Feeds Martin. Martin on a wrist shot. O'Sea with the first stop and forces into the corner. Cloutier goes right in front of O'Sea. The long outlet pass from Calder was heading for Dan Carlson. Carlson's had to come back and collect. Quick hands from Calder, gives it to Hoppy. Hoppy tried to give it back to Calder, but Darling was just on him like a shot. Cloutier helps it on its way. Darling can't hit out. Carlson just loses it to Plitsky. A battle of the slightly smaller players, shall we say. In terms of size, not hard. There's the long shot, came in from Martin. Doesn't get out. Coulson, lovely play. Calder shoots and Calder scores! The Coventry Blazers power play. When most people expected Coulson to shoot, he saw Adam Calder, rink wide pass, and Calder rips one. It's the Cardiff Devils trailing to the Coventry Blaze by 1-0.
You know, Dave, it's an unbelievable power play, and we've said it all year. It's how quickly they move the puck around. They've got great systems. They know where they are going to be, and they move the puck around so fast. And it's just that the amount of time that it takes to stop the puck and let it go. It's all in one kind of fluid motion.
Tommy Watkins and Teplitsky. That's the 40th goal of the season as well for Adam Calder. And he loves the cameras. Every time we've seen him, Nick, he manages to get on the score sheet. Martin moves the puck forward. Casey Timmins. And Timmins, he's definitely going to be playing a bigger role in defence tonight than up front. Intercept by Stewart, offside. Coulson and Calder were just a step over. 40 goals in any league is a hell of a milestone.
The guy's got an NHL caliber shot, and like I say, it's just how quick he sets it up and lets it go, and it's just it's a pleasure to watch. But Lewis there for the Cardiff Devils, guilty of giving the puck away on the blue line there. He's lucky he didn't get caught. They've got to make those easy plays coming out of the zone, bouncing it off the walls and clearing it, rather than making a nice slick little pass that could get intercepted.
So awkward as well for Phil O'Sea, the Cardiff Devils goalie. We'll talk more about him in a moment. In fact, as Cardiff will break out of their defensive zone. We talk about goaltending. Stewart is down, just making his way back to the bench. Simmons comes to cross him. Voff is second to a loose puck. Chip through the neutral zone. Talk about Phil O'Sea. He's coming back off a bad knee injury, and for a goalie, you can't just jump back into a lineup and be the same Phil O'Sea as you were 8 weeks ago, can you?
No, and in this game, the Cardiff Devils started so dominantly, and it wasn't until the power play that he actually got his first couple of shots. So that's it kind of works against you in a way. And this is what I want you to have a look at. This is Jared Adams' right skate. He's coming off of a broken foot. Jonathan Weaver has a broken foot right now for the Coventry Blaze, and that is a hockey player's Achilles heel. It's just on the top where the laces are, Dave, and there's absolutely no padding there except the tongue of the skate. And you can see Jared Adams taking a little bit of a precaution, getting some extra padding in over that skate while that injury fully heals.
It always surprises me that you can break your foot in ice hockey, a sport like this, and you're back in 4 to 6. You can break your little toe in football and you're off for 3 months. I think it does say an awful lot for the mindset of some of these very, very tough individuals.
They are, and you know, and you figure the Cardiff Devils and the injury problems that they have this year, and I got to take my hat off them because it's what Jared Adams says in that interview. You know, you're hurt, you're always playing with guys down, and it becomes infectious because other guys have to bring their game up because you're shorthanded, and it just takes such a toll on the body.
Sylvain Cloutier, who's in my all-star lineup, Nick, gets it back out to Cowley. Cowley with a rim, Cloutier backhands. I'll tell you a Mark Doody and Sylvain Cloutier story any minute. Here's Curtis Hoppy battling and protecting the puck, puts the brakes on. Hoppy just gets it out to Cowley, and Cowley's kind of interfered with his own player, Cloutier. Here is Ross Cowley, misses Cloutier out. Hoppy joins in. Nice cycle going. Where's he going to go to? He goes back to Martin on a ripper and scores! Did Cloutier get a tip on it, or was it straight from the shot of Neil Martin? Whoever it was, it's the Coventry Blaze 2, the Cardiff Devils 0.
Well, again, Dave, you know, you talk about the Coventry Blaze and it's how fast they move the puck around because all the guys are always moving. They're always, and it's so hard to pick up a guy. And you can see here the pass from Hoppy comes in. Neil Martin, no problem. Look, he spins and shoots. O'Sare doesn't actually see that puck because the puck's behind Martin. There's the puck's behind. Then he switches and moves, takes a shot. But Cloutier sitting there on the doorstep. I don't think he got a piece of it. I think it is a Neil Martin goal, and it's 2-0 to the Blaze.
You saw Phil O'Sare's reaction after he hit the back of the net. I think Phil O'Sare will want that one back. I know we didn't see a lot of it, but I think he'll want that one back. So, the Cardiff Devils come out in the first few minutes and dominate the Coventry Blaze. They have an early power play chance as well. Darling's going to take a long shot and score. Goes right through the glove of Trevor Koenig. And what a welcome back to Cardiff from the Danny Dion Darling. Darling shoots, Darling scores, and the Cardiff Devils are back in this one. Neil Francis goes to Trevor Koenig, who waves his hand right in the face of Koenig. The Devils are back in it. It's 2-1.
Dave, you said Phil O'Sare might want that goal back. Trevor Koenig will definitely want this back. Darling just outside of the blue line lets that one rip. Maybe a little bit of a screen, but you can see the puck is rising high. Gets a lot of weight behind it. And it comes off the glove and actually deflects down into the net. Trevor Koenig will be upset with that one.
Well, I was just going to say that Cardiff, for all their efforts in the opening few minutes, Coventry then do what all good teams do. They took the sting out of the Cardiff Devils with 2 quick goals. But Cardiff have got one thing, they've got tons of heart, and Dion Darley has given them a chance. Here's Francis on his backhand. Oh, he tried to find Phil Hill. James P. sunk low and did a super job there.
Dave, it's one of those lessons that, you know, whenever we talk about teams coming back, if you shoot, you got a chance of scoring, and that's a perfect example of shooting a puck. And now I think Brad Foth is going to get called on a penalty.
Brad Foth has just run straight into Tommy Watkins, about 25 feet off the play. Whistle will blow now, and Brad Foth will be going to the penalty box.
He's going to get a 2-minute minor for interference. As you say, I think it was at Watkins coming through the neutral zone, and Foth not hitting him. He just got a little piece of Watkins' skates, I think, with his stick. It's actually through the neutral zone where the play happened, and Brad Foth, his second minor of the night.
And I think there'll be a few more to come because Brad Foth looks like he's got the blood boiling, the emotions going. We like Brad Foth, by the way, don't we? You know, he does some crazy things at times, but he's good for the sport. People come and watch him. And one time I hear Martin on the power play again. And how many times have we said over the 20-odd weeks we've been doing these shows, Nick, the power play of the Coventry Blaze? No Jonathan Weaver, of course. That's okay. We just bring Neil Martin in. Shot down in low, they go through the 5-hole. It's 3-1 to the Coventry Blaze. 2 power play chances, 2 power play goals. Normal service has been resumed.
And Dave, you know, as you set up on power plays and you move the puck around, you try and dislodge how your opponents set up their penalty killing unit. And you can see how the Coventry Blaze always seem to be rotating guys. They always seem to be moving from an umbrella position to two guys down low and so forth, but always movement, always guys keeping their feet moving into the slot area like that with Huppy, and Huppy's got such a great release as well, and it's 3-1.
So just as the Cardiff Devils think they get back in this one, Curtis Huppy on a power play. Here's Teplitsky, he fires one, just gets to the top of the blocker there from
I think that
Trevor
went
Koenig.
off Koenig's off the butt end of his stick. But, you know, you go back to a guy like Brad Voth who loves to play physical. And, Dave, it's hard to say this, but guys that big, they always get noticed a little bit more. And you can't help but think that skating through the neutral zone on quite an innocuous interference call, if it was someone else, that wouldn't have got called. But because Brad, it's so big, you just notice him, and everyone knows he plays physical. So he's got an extra set of eyes on him all the time, and now we've got another call.
a delay in the game penalty. It's going to come against Dan Carlson. 26, now one to watch.
Well, we can watch him in the penalty box now for 2 minutes. Chip the puck over the boards, and the ref, Darling, had no qualms calling that delay the game. You can see he's got to try and chip it up off the glass there. The puck was bobbling, and of course it goes out before it crosses the blue line, and it's a 2-minute minor for delay of the game.
He does play both ends of the ring, doesn't he, Dan Carlson? Does his job defensively, offensively. He's back there in his defensive zone, just chipping out. Puck just bounces over the glass.
That guy with the puck right now, Neil Martin, he looks like he's got a little bit a jump in his skate and stride.
Well, how many
today.
teams, Nick, could lose a Jonathan Weaver off the back end of the power play and replace him with a Neil Martin? What a fortunate situation for Paul Thompson to be in. Tyson Teplitsky puts the brakes on. He's got to get something going here for the Devils. Lovely pass out to Deschanellet. Voff's going to the net. Deschanellet on the puck. Comes back to Teplitsky. He shoots right down the belly of Trevor Koenig, and he's disappointed in himself because he had a great lane to shoot through.
Actually, great play by the Cardiff Devils, because what they did to the Coventry Blaze here is they sent two guys driving to the net, and of course they've got to be picked up. You don't leave Brad Voth and Patrico driving to the net and you don't pick them up. But that leaves a puck for Tyson Teplitsky. Look, wide open. He comes in on the point, and he'll be upset with him for that shot. He could have probably tested Koenig a little bit better.
Another big shot right off the face-off. Patrico, Deschanellet and Voff, all big men. I tell you what, this is as good as 12 or 13 minutes of exciting hockey as we've seen all year, Nick. It's been a cracking start to this game. The Coventry Blaze have come in, no bus legs from Paul Thompson's men. They lead the Cardiff Devils 3-1. Deschanellet on the power play, takes a shot. Loose puck, Martin clears. Not all the way out though. Second bite of the cherry, it's Casey Timmins. Big hit comes in on Timmins from Voff. Timmins gives a little bit of a stick back. Martin hammers, Patrico got it back only as far as Voff on a one-time pass now to Brabia. Brabia back out to Voff, it hits the skates, comes right into the glove of Trevor Koenig, and Koenig manages to get his glove around that one. Timmins goes straight up to Voff and tries to move him out of the way. Face-off win. Coventry chip out, Soderstrom. Voff just never misses an opportunity to finish his hits. Goal! It's deflected. Voff drove the net. So did Patrico. And the Coventry Blaze are on the other end of a power play goal. Cardiff Devils bring another goal back. It's 3-2.
Yeah, we talked
that
about
shot
the
was going well wide, wasn't it?
Well, do you know what? Again, Dave, you shoot the puck at the net, you got a chance of scoring. That takes a deflection, especially on the power plays. Coventry Blaze, the first end of this power play was looking really great. Deschanellet with that pass right across to the point. You've got guys, look at Teplitsky, just puts it in on goal, but you've got, you know, Voth and Patrico heading to that. And I think...
Does that go off Soderstrom?
I don't know if it went off Soderstrom or if Trevor Koenig was just guilty of not picking it up. But it may have gone off of Soderstrom or Koenig skating up into the top of the net.
Jared Adams takes a low one stick side that Koenig just knocks away and then finishes Jared Adams. Big hit on Soderstrom. We said to Paul Thompson in our interviews, is it going to be physical? Oh yes, he said, it'll be physical. It is. Nobody's been let down here. This is worth 13 or 14 quid of anybody's money. And we've only had 14 odd minutes of this first period. You can't score an own goal, by the way, in ice hockey as well, so it's the last player of the offensive team to touch the puck. That was to Flitsky, so he's been awarded that. Too many men on the ice.
Well, the Cardiff Devils penalty box is the one that's open. But
yeah, it's going to be against the Cardiff Devils this time.
Paul Thompson's going to be upset with his boys for... The Cardiff Devils, Brett Pope will be upset with his boys for getting the too many men call. It's, I think just guys are so eager to get onto the ice. Normally it's a mental breakdown, but I just think everyone wants to get out there and play.
Don't you just love that, though, when somebody shows emotion, whether it's a player or a coach, that's what we're all in it for. Show the emotion, show that it matters, show that you care. And every Cardiff player and every Coventry player tonight have done that. If we can keep this up for 3 periods, here's Dan Carlson. Power play time for the Blaze. They're 2 for 2 on the power play at the moment. 2 chances, 2 goals. And they've got their big unit out. Dan Carlson jumps on the play. Carlson, nice pass to Cloutier. Hoppy with the shot. Right into the body of Brad Voff. And you know what, Voff, he's on a power play. He kills penalties as well. He's a leader of his team. Neil Martin. Backhands the puck, misses Calder out. Cloutier is the key. Gets it back to Curtis Hoppy. Hoppy on a nice pass. Here's Martin, keeps it low. Loose puck out in front. And O'Shea had to make the first save. Cloutier just tried to spin her armour, hadn't got a lane to shoot through. Here's Cloutier again. Where's the puck going to fall? Martin and Deschatelet outstanding.
Great penalty kill by Deschatelet. These are 2 teams that are getting ready. Hold on a second, Dave. I'll tell you after this play.
Here's Carlson. Deschatelet's just gone on his knee, face first, into a guy who's got a loose puck. That's how committed Sylvain Deschatelet is. Carlson, a look up at the clock, 38 seconds left on the 5-on-4 power play, gets it back to Cloutier. Cloutier took a shot. I don't think O'Shea saw it till late and just got his chest across to it. Adam Calder. Calder has got Martin. Here is Neil Martin. Throws one at the net. And again, it's Brabia this time who takes it in his chest. Prepared to put his body. He's grimacing as he goes back to the Cardiff Devils bench. It's end-to-end stuff here in Cardiff. And if you're watching this and you're sat in Cardiff, shame on you. You should be here because this is a barnstormer. And the Cardiff Devils have twice come back from 2 goals down. They trail 3-2 at the moment and they're about to kill the first Coventry power play. Here's Barrymore. Adam steps in. Straight out of the bench comes Lewis. Lewis just chips it down. Soderstrom, rink wide. Misses Cowley out. Toe comes across. Darling just knocks the puck forward. Collected by Soderstrom. Out to Timmins. Timmins hits the red line. Hill finishes. Timmins just knocks Hill to the ground. O'Shea with a rim. Gets it past Hill. Timmins turns back and skates. He's like... Well, he had a big grizzly beard, didn't he, the last time we seen him? He shaved that off, but he's just like a big bear. Cook gets run by Voff, but Cook had just got to the loose puck first. James Archer, 3rd unit. Archer's put his team in trouble there, and Soderstrom will be just so grateful for young James Archer. Hacking and chopping with Voff and Soderstrom, and Voff runs into the net. You're telling me there's nothing those net moorings could have done about that. You could have had 8-foot poles in there.
Yeah, Archer with a weird selection of a pass that got the Coventry Blaze in trouble there. And Brad Voth driving in on goal. But you know what, Dave? You talked to Jared Adams before the game, and he said, that this is all about getting ready for the playoffs. And to me, the Cardiff Devils are a team that could do something big in the playoffs because the way they're playing now, their heart, their soul, they're looking dangerous.
This is a playoff game right now. It's being played at playoff intensity.
It is, yeah.
If you've enjoyed our coverage of the BMI Baby Elite League, you just wait till the intensity of the playoffs. There's the retired shirt of 35, Jared Adams, as the long shot comes in, took a deflection. Koenig went down for it, expected it to hit him in the chest, never got to him, just deflected wide. Martin, a competitor, just flicks out. Still with Phil Hill as Francis drives to the front of the net. Here comes the Coventry Blaze. You have a little comment to make there? You have a little smile on your face, Nick.
Yeah, it was Shannon Hope's number up there.
Wait, who did I say?
Jared Adams.
Did I?
Yeah, those are all the retired jerseys up here.
Have I just retired Jared
They've actually
Adams?
just moved these retired jerseys from the old venue to this new venue to give it a little bit of history, and Shannon Hope, a big part of the Cardiff Devils in the past, and also the GB team.
And also, if the word on the street is that Shannon Hope could be a big part of the Cardiff Devils' future as well.
Watch this space.
Shannon Hope, of course, involved in the new group looking to take over the Cardiff Devils next year. In fact, the old ownership have already confirmed that at the end of this season, that'll be their last season. Here's Garrow, takes a wrist shot, hits the backboards. Cloutier gets it, Deschanelais gets it out.
Do you know what?
There's a penalty coming on the clock.
Yeah, Darnell's going to be calling Koenig, I think, for a delay of the game. I'm not sure, but he moved quickly and pointed at the goal. The net was knocked off the moorings. Now, did the Coventry Blaze do it on purpose? Trevor Koenig there on the spin around. He got a glove up on the post there, and the net was dislodged. And Tom Darnell was right on the spot. He's calling Trevor Koenig for 2 minutes for delay of the game.
Just not to confuse you, Koenig won't have to go and serve that penalty. One of the other Coventry Blaze players will go and do that.
Paul Thompson not happy with that call. We do know the net's dislodged. It was part of the... but it was actually the other goal, wasn't it, Dave, that moved quite a bit the last time we were here, or 2 times ago, I think it was, where the net was moving a lot. And but you know what? The ice engineering team here do such a good job at getting this ice ready after public skating. They really do a good job, and it shows you that those nets are pretty solid in those moorings.
You can imagine the rugby player, Gareth Edwards, the old rugby player who played with the Lions, very well-known character here in Wales. I was in a hotel once with Shannon Hope, and I saw Gareth Edwards walk through the foyer, and I thought, wow, there's Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards turns, looks straight past me and goes, "You're Shannon Hope, aren't you?" That's how well Shannon Hope's known in Cardiff. And Gareth Edwards goes and says, "Are you Shannon Hope?"
He didn't say you're Dave Sims, the guy that everyone hates in Cardiff?
No, he didn't. He didn't know me at that point. I'm sure he still doesn't know me now, but... There's a chance for a breakaway, folks. It's Calder and Coulson again. It's Coulson. It's Calder. It's Coulson. It's a super goal by the Coventry Blaze. It's 4-2, and from the second that Dan Carlson picked that puck up, you just knew what was coming. Coulson to Calder to Coulson. He buries it. It's 4-2.
Well, you can see the Coventry Blaze, they do such a good job on the penalty kill as well. And look at this, they get a 2-on-0. Perfect play as Carlson finds Calder and back, and Zip Osair had nothing to do nothing he could do on that one. That Carlson with the empty netter, but a great 2-on-0. That's textbook how you play it.
Kids, I hope you had that on Sky Plus, because if you're playing this game, that is how you play a 2-0, isn't it? Wow,
it is,
that was a great finish.
It's also how you get the momentum back, while you're killing a penalty on the road in Cardiff here, and you double your scoreline.
You could just see that play coming as well, couldn't you, Nick? You could just see how it developed in the neutral zone. Toe steps up. Well, twice already the Cardiff Devils have had to come back from 2 goals down. 2-0 and 3-1. They're now 4-2 down. Can they do it again? The lady to my left, she certainly thinks they can. She's clapping and cheering. Deschanelais has it. Toe's looked in front, and Toe just straight offside. They've played with great heart and character, though, the Cardiff Devils, in this opening period.
Yeah, they have. And it's how they came out. And, by no means is this out of the reach of the Cardiff Devils. They've just got to get into the break without conceding again, maybe popping one back again, just shoot the puck. You got 45 seconds. Koenig has let in a couple of goals that he won't be too happy with, so that's going to be the big thing is drive to Koenig, keep him off his game, and fire the puck.
And if the one team that does drive the net well and get in front of a goalie, it is the Cardiff Devils, isn't it? Koenig loses out there, doesn't quite clear his zone. Voff gets it back out to Patrico. Long shot comes in from Garrow. Final handful of seconds on the penalty against Koenig. And of course that Dan Coulson goal, the short-handed goal. And we're back 5-on-5. Archer comes straight back out of the bench, off the penalty bench, and tries to take Patrico in offside. Loose puck out in front as Toplitsky. Gus got it to the net. That's what Toplitsky does well. Yep. Every time he gets it to the net because he knows the likes of Patrico and Voff are going to be there.
Yeah, and the fact that Patrico and Voff drive to the net, that gives him a better eye line and a better shooting angle as well. But, that short-handed goal, it's really killed the Cardiff Devils and their momentum. And like I say, they got to go into this intermission now, regroup, and start the second like they started the third. Get in front of Koenig and drive to the net.
Face-off from Deschatelet. He's kind of lost out in the face-off circle a little bit. We saw Patrico taking some earlier ones. And Patrico was taking the earlier face-offs and winning them, but what a period. 2-0, the Coventry Blaze went up. Adam Calder and Neil Martin. Dion Darling for 2-1. Huppy on the power play for 3-1. Then it was 3-2 to Flitsky threw one at the net. Dan Colson short-handed for 4-2. You couldn't have had more in your first period. And Nick and I believe we've got a lot more to come. Don't you dare go anywhere. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Cardiff. Welcome back to a crackerjack of a game in the Be My Baby Elite League between the Cardiff Devils and the Coventry Blaze. That man there, Trevor Koenig, well, Nick, I think he'd want at least one of the two that went past him back, eh?
Story of the first period has got to be two of the best goaltenders not performing the way their teams and the way they want to perform. Both of them, I would imagine, wish they could have a couple back.
Poor old Phyllis there, just coming on the back of a very, very bad knee injury. And really, the Coventry Blaze got the puck to him in great scoring chances, and this is a team that has scoring all the way through it.
Well, there was a couple of goals there that you're right. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of chance on, but only facing 7 shots, Dave. These goalies want to face a lot of rubber. They want to stay in their crouch position and face rubber, and especially after coming off of an injury. But 4 goals from 7 shots, he will not be happy with that.
Not at all. But the fans here in Cardiff have certainly got their money's worth. In the first period, they'll be disappointed their team trailed by 4 goals to 2. But as we said at the end of the first period, the Cardiff Devils have trailed 2-0 and 3-1, and they've pulled it back to 2-1 and 3-2. So this game's not over by a long shot. But Calder and Carlson again doing their damage. But Trika gets it out to the right-hand side where it's collected by Voff. Long shot from Voff. There's a little bit of a deflection. Deschatelet in the corner. Puck comes all the way out. Chaplitsky takes a shot. Went through a lot of traffic. And I think Trevor Koenig was relieved to see it come through because Nicky wouldn't have seen a lot of that.
No, but what you do notice about him is Trevor's come out of his net. Good 2.5 foot above his goal crease there. Coming out challenging and cutting down the angles, which is what you want your goalie to do. Cardiff doing a good job moving it to Kaplinski. He's their sniper from the point. Shoves it in on Koenig, but you can see he's come out to cut down that angle. And the Cardiff Devils, they want to get their big guys right in front of Koenig and get him off his game like they did in that first period.
We saw Patrico take a lot of face-ups and win them. Deschatelet, who just took that shot, he didn't win too many in the first period. And that was perhaps why Patrico wins it. Deschatelet takes the shot. It was Patrico then on that second shot. Speaking with Brent Pope in between the first and second period, he was saying, well, that period had a bit of everything. They were just disappointed at how well Coventry had really just, with their transition, had quickly moved the puck, and we've just seen Coventry do it again. But now it's Cardiff's turn, and Voff, and James Pease actually takes Voff down. Deschatelet comes in on Pease.
I think Voff more or less lost his footing there at just driving to the goal, but doing what they got to do. This is such a big line, Patrico and Voth out there, and this is what they've got to do. And they were so dominant in the first part of the first period, and they've got to come in here. They're 2 goals down, and in this second frame, they've got to come out and play hard and drive the lanes.
Rabea with a long shot. Adams had driven to the front of the net. Adams is back there again, but it's nice play from Toe. Blind pass gets it to Rabea. Rabea tried to get a cycle going, but Cloutier with an easy out to Cowley. Puck has gone back in. Side just waved off. I look down at the linesman. Here is Cloutier again to Matty Soderstrom. Soderstrom goes out to Russ Cowley. Cowley chips down. He's looking for Huppy, who is offside. That story I was going to tell you about Sylvain Cloutier. I was talking to Mark Dudium of the Belfast Giants in the week on the radio, in fact, and we were talking about Sylvain Cloutier, and he said to me, David, I think pound for pound he's the best player in the league. I think you could look at all the goals against the Coventry Blaze this year, and not one of them will be a mistake that Cloutier has made, and he certainly felt that Cloutier was the was the cog in the wheel that made the Coventry Blaze tick a little bit more.
That's why he's in my All-Star lineup, not yours.
Wrong. Can't we have the same player in the All-Star?
Nope.
You didn't even know about him until I told you about him.
Dude, you got Calder. That was the whole thing, and I got Cloutier.
No, I'm having Calder and Cloutier.
No, you can't have them
I
both.
have. And I got Campbell on the other side, and I got Weaver.
Yours changes every
and
week.
Mine doesn't change. Mine stays the same.
You're cheap.
Lewis chips out.
Taller than you, so that's it.
It depends what rink we're into, who you want on your team.
No, I picked mine. I've
What
been
a nice
honest about
play by Archer. Archer has fed more with a ripper. Archer follows up. That was a lovely play by James Archer, and he gave the puck to one of the guys with one of the best wrist shots you'll find, Barry Moore. Whistle blows as the puck goes over the plexiglass into the mesh rink above.
Yeah, that was Moore. The puck coming fired through the neutral zone as a pass, and it was a little hot. Moore doing what he wanted to do, which is just deflect it down into the corner, but just had the angle of his blade a little high, and it goes up over the glass. There is the shot on O'Sara, and this is, maybe the other thing is the same thing with the first period, is O'Sara didn't see the puck for a long time in the first period. And he's a guy, he's coming back from injury, he wants to face shots.
We saw 6 goals in the first period, the Coventry Blaze leading 4-2 as they do now. We haven't seen too much around the goalmouth action, hard to have 60 minutes at the intensity we had the first 20 at. Francis is battling, you can hear the referee there saying, move it guys, move it guys. He doesn't want to blow his whistle. He's got heartbeat recorded at home, he wants to get home and watch it. Doesn't want another break in play. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Every chance the Cardiff Devils get to hit, they hit.
There you see Casey Timmins on the point there, backing out that 3 or 4 feet, and that's Paul Thompson saying, guys, we've got a 2-goal lead. Let's not pinch, let's not take any chances.
Here's Calder. As the shot got deflected off Mike Garrow.
Yeah, as I mentioned, he'll want, you have your defenseman pinching on the blue line when you're chasing a goal or the game's level and you're running for the game winner. But Casey Timmins doing the right thing, backing out of the play, collects the puck in the neutral zone, and then sends it back into the Coventry zone. So you're not risking giving away those odd man rushes.
There is Casey Timmins, who joined the Coventry Blaze about 8 weeks ago, and the chappie just behind him with a very unusual haircut. Of course, he's Ruminader. He was one of our studio guests at the start of the season. The former NHL defenseman. Here's Deschanelais. Deschanelais shoots and scores. Goes over the shoulder of Trevor Koenig. They were 2-0 down. They were 3-1 down. They were 4-2 down. And for the 3rd time, the Devils bring it back. It's 4-3. Deschanelais shoots and scores.
I love this play. Look at now. When I say he's such a good skater, that's why when he came through the neutral zone, the way he skates. Look at it, great form. He's got his head up. He's looking for where he wants to pump it, and he goes close in on Koenig. So Koenig's got such a great glove save, or a great glove, and he comes in close in on the shoulder. Great goal scorer's goal.
Sylvain Deschanelais makes it 4-3. We've got a game here, and Pease has lost his stick, and there's a 2-on-1. Deschanelais at the back door, and Patrico tried to find him and just couldn't find him. Puck back out to Dion Darling. He's already got one. Looks for a second. Intercepted by Coulson. Deschanelais and Patrico combine well again. Here is Deschanelais. Holds onto the puck. Gets taken off it by Pease, but Pease, of course, is still playing without a stick. Tries to kick that puck. Hassles out. And Calder, and now Coulson. Calder throws a left. Then Patrico comes in. Darling's in there as well. Darling's got Soderstrom, Calder and Coulson.
You know what? There's been a battle between
the
Stewart
big
and
left elbow from Voss.
all game.
Calder.
They've been battling it out, but Voss guilty of coming in on Calder from behind. So I'm interested. There's going to be some penalties in this one, but Stewart and Voss have been going at it all game so far.
And Boff and Stewart are in there. Calder's in there. That's Adam Calder with his visor high up. There's Big Brad Boff. There's Danny Stewart. See it again.
Well, this is how Deschanelais working hard, physical, keeping the puck in. And then look at now, you can see Calder. He has his back turned. Tarleton and Carlson. There's Voth coming in from behind. And that's where that will be upset, but the Coventry Blaze will be upset. I'm just looking at all the signs around here.
Leon Darling was working on the oil.
Look at the little punch there from Calder. Voth going, hey, what's going on? But it was Voth who comes in from behind. And it makes you wonder what would happen on this play if Voth waits, comes in around on the front of Calder and Carlson instead of coming in from behind. And that's the problem with the Cardiff Devils, is sometimes they get a little bit too excited and come in a little bit too fast.
Leon Darling plays pro for 14 years, goes on the oil fields for about 5 months and decides, no, I missed this. And he comes back straight into the action, doesn't he? So there's only going to be the one penalty up on the scoreboard. That was to be against the Cardiff Devils. All the other penalties are coincidental minors, therefore they won't show on the clock here. So the only thing that really matters is that it is going to be a power play for the Coventry Blaze. We're back at action. 5 on 4. Coventry Blaze power play. Hit at centre ice by Brabia. Haven't seen too much of him tonight. Here's Cloutier. Cloutier tries to make the high-risk pass. He got it across the Calder. Calder's giving it back to Neil Martin. Keep your eye on Calder, 25 on the one-timer. He normally likes to get it high slot. Martin goes high. I don't think he really meant that. Cloutier tried to get it to Calder. Excellent defensive work by young Matt Toe. Here's Matt Toe. We said about the Sheffield Scimitars to the second line of the Cardiff Devils to killing penalties for the Cardiff Devils. Curtis Huppy already got one tonight. Huppy crosses the blue line, headmans the puck. Adam Calder has got Casey Timmins one way. Puck's come out to Martin. Of course, there's no Dan Carlson on this power play. He's one of the players serving coincidental penalties. So it's not the normal high-powered Coventry power play. Nice play by Martin, got it across to Huppy. Timmins, Martin wants it. Huppy takes a shot, just whistles past the glove of Phil O'Sea.
And you can see when the Coventry Blaze don't have some of their usual number one power play line, how the passes from Huppy to Martin, for example, they just go astray. And normally you don't see that happen.
Just under 40 seconds remaining on Coventry's power play. The Cardiff Devils, you've got to give it to them. 2 goals down 3 times and they keep clawing it back. Deschanelay makes a lovely pass to Garrow, puts the brakes on, whistle blows and the net. No, not of its mooring this time. This time it was Phil Hill that had skated into the crease just in front of Trevor Koenig. He had 6 goals in the first period. We've only had 1 so far in the second session, but the game's lost none of its intensity, none of its excitement. Another stick's just broke in half. The Coventry Blaze stick manufacturer, he's selling them goods. It's Soderstrom this time, who's lost his stick as Huppy chips into the corner. Darling follows Huppy as Huppy finishes on Stone. This Cardiff Devils defence now has got a bit of everything, hasn't it? You know, size in Darling, tenacity in and speed in Teplitsky, and what I think is one of the best defensemen in the league in Garrow, just one of the unsung heroes. Here's Brabia. So Cardiff certainly, especially in this building, you wouldn't want to face the Cardiff Devils in the playoffs. Cloutier just loses the puck in his skates there. Toe steps up. Toe's got it at the moment. Brabia's out there. Comes back to Garrow. Takes a shot. Kicked away by Trevor Koenig. Huppy collects off the pass from Cowley, but Cardiff just chip into the neutral zone again. Collected by Casey Timmins. And a one-time pass to Martin. And he just takes an awkward bounce. And big hit comes in from Francis on Martin. But Martin's cool and collective and he chips out.
Doesn't panic. Doesn't give the puck away. Shields the puck. Holds on to it and gets it out of the zone.
And now Martin goes and finishes himself. Penalty on Neil Martin. Neil Martin hammered Francis after Francis had hammered Martin earlier.
Neil Francis doing what he's got to do on that checking line and annoying the Coventry Blaze. Neil Martin comes in and we were talking about these hits before. There's Neil Martin on Francis. Francis doing exactly what the Cardiff Devils want him to do. Go in there, get under the skin of the veterans like Neil Martin. Neil Martin getting upset and coming in and then making the call on the elbow. But you know what? Those calls are difficult to make, Dave, too, because you don't hit with elbow, but you make the contact and you drive up. And I think that may have been what happened there with Neil Martin.
Yeah, I have to say, just watching the replay, when I saw it first time, I thought penalty. Watch it second time, I don't think I did. So Cardiff on the power play. Voff takes a swing at it. Stewart gets there and knocks all the way
I was
out.
talking to Luke Shabbat before the game about it, and you know, it is one of those things that it looks like a penalty, but actually he didn't make contact directly with the elbow. It's just that you make the hit, but you want to drive forward with your arms and shoulders.
So Plitsky moved the puck forward, but he was met by 4 Coventry Blaze players. Stewart just finishes again. If he was 6'3", he'd have been the biggest bully in the playground, wouldn't he, Danny Stewart? So Plitsky moves it forward. Voff gets a little bit of it. Patrico comes in. Patrico's had a big night. Here's Brabia. Steps inside, looks effortless. Nice pass out to the trailer. It's coming back to Plitsky. Takes a shot. Bit of a redirect by Patrico. Second redirect by Patrico. Voff's in there as well. Voff goes to the front of the net. The net's off its moorings. And then Voff's moved out of the way. Koenig just tries to skate out of the way. But Cardiff just go to the net so well.
You see how much space that makes up as well. When you've got guys driving to the net, guys have got to mark it. And then it leaves so much space for Toplinski up at the point. And then look at this for a melee in front of the net. Everyone just sniffing around for a goal. Brad Voff with that huge reach. And yeah, that guy just has to breathe heavy. He's so strong, and the net will be dislodged off the moorings. I'm not saying he's got bad breath. I'm just saying that he's strong.
Hey, it's me that's hated in Cardiff the same things about Brad Voff.
He just, you know, the puck act.
You know what? It makes me laugh as well, Nick, because a lot of the people here having a go today when we came into the rink here about the Brad Voff comments we made after the Ashley Tate hit. But the reality is we've done nothing but say good things about Brad Voff all year.
He's a great hockey player. He's the captain of the Cardiff Devils.
Exactly.
He's a marquee hockey player in the Elite League.
And you know what? He's a player I think that pretty much every team would want. Still doesn't make any difference. You know, the one thing that we say bad about him, you're not going to, you know, if you want it, you've got to get it fair both sides. And I certainly stand by the good comments and bad comments made about him. Trailer coming in, it's Garrow. There's another penalty on the clock. An interference penalty.
Interference call coming up
and it's
against
Tommy Watkins of the Coventry Blaze.
It's going to make things interesting now. But I think the Cardiff Devils are wondering why the whistle was blown, but there's the interference call. Getting in front of the Cardiff Devil guy so he couldn't drive to the net. It opened up a chance for the Cardiff Devils. They had a great scoring opportunity from it. Well, I'm just trying to think. I didn't see a Coventry Blaze player touch the puck when the whistle was blown, so I'm not quite sure about that.
5-on-3 power play for the Cardiff Devils. Count those shirts, white and red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue, 1, 2, 3. Skaters for another 38 seconds. Brabia. He's got Toplinski one way. Should have found him earlier. Here is Toplinski. They're going to try and stretch the Coventry Blaze. Oh, one-timer from Brabia. Got a bit of a deflection from Timmins. Cardiff still hammering the puck. It's Toplinski takes a shot. Came off the ankle, I think, of Soderstrom. He stands tall as Brabia. Oh, it was a poor chance by Brabia. Excellent play by Timmins. One-on-one now. Dan Carlson takes the shots right into the glove. Great play by Carlson. Great stop by O'Sea. Great back-checking by Toplinski. It's fabulous hockey. 5 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Shot comes in, whistles past the post. One player returns. It's Neil Martin. It's now 5 Cardiff Devils and 4 Coventry Blaze players. Both teams get the opportunity to change some of their personnel. Here come the Devils. They've got 60 more seconds on the power play.
Desha Talewi with that earlier shot on goal, Dave, cleared the puck he went for the far side on Koenig, didn't have guys driving to the net, and those are the plays that annoy your team because you clear the puck for the opposition.
Shocking power play for the Cardiff Devils to date. 5-on-3 and 4. Patrico just cuffs the puck up there. He's giving it to Russ Cowley. Cowley will just chip down. Valuable seconds coming off the clock. 35 seconds left now on the penalty against Tommy Watkins. Deschâtelet, red line, blue line, chips in. Martin gets his stick into him. Deschâtelet got there first. Matt Toe on the power play now for the Cardiff Devils. Deschâtelet back out to Garrow. Garrow's just going to throw it at the net. You want Toplinski, but he can't be on the ice all the time in all the situations. Stewart, nice drop pass, 10 seconds on the 5-on-3. Catley takes a shot, blocker save by Phil O'Sea. Phil Hill comes into the corner, last chance on the power play. And Brad Voff's out there, 4 seconds. Phil Hill drives the net, Phil Hill got a bit of it, so did Voff, hammers it, then Martin. Here we go again, folks. Brad Voff just threw his stick at that one, took the long shot. Neil Martin came in hard. I didn't see anything wrong.
Well,
on
you know
the
what?
first viewing of what
Neil
Voth
Martin's
did.
upset because Voth drove to the net, but didn't actually get the puck and got a lot of Koenig's pads here. You can see he took a hack and a whack at it.
Watkins tries to move the puck forward as far as Stewart. Martin, the man in the middle of all that melee a moment ago, again calm on the puck, gets taken down by Hill, but he's just skated so well and he's so strong, and he's drawn a penalty. Cardiff, when they next touch the puck, will be killing. Coventry will have power play time to end this second period. Koenig has made his way to the goal. The extra attackers on. Matto will touch. Matto does touch. So now a penalty against the Cardiff Devils and power play time for the Coventry Blaze.
And that, again, comes from all the things that you learn about hockey. The basics is keeping your feet moving, which Neil Martin was doing. And got a little hook and a tug from toe. But Dave, you know, I think the big thing, there's toe serving a 2-minute minor for hooking, but the big thing about that first period was that neither goalie had found his spot. It's almost like they didn't have a warm-up period. But yeah, so I think, and they'll know it.
So we've talked about it pretty much since our very first show, the Coventry Blaze power play. They came out and they hit Cardiff with 2 quick power play goals, but Cardiff have had then the upper hand, killing the last 2 power play chances.
And the Cardiff Devils have to kill this.
Have to kill it. Otherwise, the momentum that a 2-goal advantage again would take into the dressing room at the end of the period, I think would perhaps be too much. Right now, this is anybody's game as we stand. Cloutier gets it back to Neil Martin. Martin rink wide. The 25 of silver of Adam Calder. Cloutier. Dan Carlson. One-timer from Huppy. And Huppy does well protecting as well there. Patrico forced him a bit more. Dan Carlson comes in, drop pass maybe? No, circles, looks for some options, makes the pass now to Huppy, gives it to Cloutier, one-timer Huppy, great stop by Auxerre. Wow, what quick hands by Phil Auxerre, nets off its moorings again. But that was a blistering stop by the Cardiff Devils netminder.
You know, you picked out Dan Carlson at the start of the game for a one to watch, and that's why, because on the power play he doesn't panic, he comes in, he gains the blue line, and instead of being forced to make a pass, he comes in and delays, circles up high. They put 2 or 3 passes together, and then Huppy gets a great shot on Auxerre.
Voth at the goes into centre, goes back to Martin, still into power play time, just 20 seconds on the period. Can Coventry gain some more momentum with Adam Calder and Martin on the blue line? Drop it back to Cloutier. Just 12 seconds left in this period. Calder picks up, patience on the puck. He'll just chip, gets it out to Cloutier. Just 4 or 5 seconds remaining. The whistle's going to go. Cloutier takes a ripper right after the whistle. Yeah, and here comes Voth onto Cloutier. Cloutier knew exactly what he was doing there. He knew he was shooting the puck just after.
And do you know what, Dave? The great thing is he just put the anchor down and stood his ground, didn't skate away, and waited for it all to come his way.
Garrow comes in, Voth comes in. Voth is having a word with Darnell.
Here's where the whistle goes now. Cloutier's let the shot away. It's so close on the line, but Cloutier doesn't apologize for anything. Says, hey, it happens.
Well, we had 6 goals in the first period. We've only had 1 in the second. Dace Chalalet has made a game out of this. I tell you, this is the game of the night. Come back after the break and join us. There's plenty more to come.
No, Dave, you know what? I'm just going to cut in here. I think the fans at Cardiff would like to watch a hockey game, but I think they would like to see that matchup too. I'd put some money on that.
Well, of course, if it was in the ring, there'd only be 1 winner. But if it was in anything else, I'm sure I'd have my...
There'd only be 1 winner.
Yeah, yes, there would be. But it would be the other one that time.
A lot more even in the shots, and also both goaltenders performing a lot better in that second period.
Hey, both goalies turned up to play, haven't they, in that second period? It's been the big difference as well. You know what? The one rule sometimes you'd like to change in hockey. When the game is as good as it has been tonight, I want more periods, Nick. I don't want it to end after 3 periods tonight. This has been a great game, a great advert for the BMI Baby Elite League, and let's hope the next 20 minutes live up to what's gone before it in the first 40 minutes, because it's been outstanding from both Cardiff and from Coventry.
Well, Cardiff has got to kill off this penalty and then get focused on trying to notch it back up and force this game into overtime, or try and pop a winner and get their road to the playoffs onto a good start, because they have definitely got to start getting ready for the playoffs, and they're looking threatening.
And the other thing, Nick, is they've played so long without Phil O'Shea in goal, they've forgotten almost how to win as well. They haven't won for a long, long time, and if they could get a victory here, it just gives you that boost, that confidence. Cardiff so far have a forced so well killing penalty in the neutral zone. Still a handful of seconds remain on this power play. Carlson was hoping Martin had skated forward and met it on the blue line. He didn't. Big shot comes in right onto Neil Martin's foot. We talked about injured foot a few minutes ago, and Martin's just taken one right on the side of the ankle.
I think he's taken that right on the tongue of the skate, Dave.
He's trying to skate it off right now, isn't it? Our eyes go
right
down
on,
the other
right
end.
on the laces, yeah.
And O'Shea just dives on it. Big shot came in from an acute angle from Dan Carlson.
We were just talking about guys who've really stepped up and are playing great. And Neil Martin for the Coventry Blaze is such a steady, reliable defenseman, but particularly in this game, he's had that little bit of a punch that with Jonathan Weaver leaving the lineup because of a broken foot, and let's hope he's okay, because he's had that little bit of offensive punch as well that the Coventry Blaze need that can come from their defensemen.
5-on-5, drop the puck, let the players decide. It's a third period here in Cardiff. Barrymore helps it on its way. Stewart playing on this third unit right now. Interesting to see whether with Watkins, of course, not playing quite as much in this period, or whether Archer won't get his shift on that third unit, but certainly changed up the lines for the Coventry Blaze. Paul Thompson making a difference there. Voff gets to a loose puck. Pease goes and grabs him. Bit of manhandling there. Voff and Pease battling. Here's Deschatelet. Where's Voff going to go straight to the front of the net? But so's Patrico. And Patrico, I think, has had a good night. Here is Voff. Oh, he just fanned on it. And Soderstrom got it away. Deschatelet. Cowley goes for a change. Deschatelet's looking up. Voff across the blue line. Wasn't happening for him, so he skates back to his bench, gets a change. Adam Calder somehow got his stick to it. 3-on-2 if they play it well with Rabea. Great poke check by James Pease. Super play by Pease, who stood Rabea up. Rabea looked horrified. Oh, nice play by Toplitsky again. Toplitsky has had an outstanding 40 minutes. James Cook has just clashed with one of the Cardiff Devils players. Big fight coming in down just out of our sight, and it's going to be Cook and Simmons. Jared Adams has taken one from Cook, and Cook is feeding Simmons right now. Simmons comes back with a right. Two young British lads throwing them with the half visors on. Cook again. Cook and Simmons, so it's a big right and another big right. Simmons just kept throwing big haymakers, and he's landed one on Cook. Cook, who had the better of the early stages of this fight, but Simmons threw the big punch at the end, and the whole building just erupts. James Cook, I think, started that all, just got a high stick up into the face of Jared Adams.
Let's have a look at how it started here.
Yeah, just gets his left hand, wasn't it? Just up into the face.
Gets his hand up into the face of Jared Adams, and there, look at the Simmons right on the spot. Hey, you hit my coach. Don't do that.
So we're going to play 5-on-5. Very interesting then. So the referee Darnell did not call the initial 2 minutes on Cook on the hits with Adams, but now that penalty exists. Then Cook has got 5 minutes for fighting, so 2 and 5. Young Simmons has got 2, 5 and 10. They cancel each other out. We're going to play 5-on-5, and that 10 minutes is a personal misconduct, so it doesn't matter. What's going through the mind of the Coventry Blaze coach? Stone gets to a loose puck first, clears round to Voff. Voff gets a hit from young Dan Carlson, and Carlson working both ends of the ring. Calder, late hit from Stone on Calder. Voff gets to the loose puck first. And Patrico then The Cardiff bench called for an interference call. I don't think he was going to get that. Voff again, big hit, and a penalty on Brad Voff. Big penalty coming out. Well, a penalty on Brad Voff as Martin takes the shot. The big shot comes in, gets deflected by Garrow, and as soon as Stone touches the puck, but he doesn't, now Stone does, and Brad Voff is going to the penalty box, fourth minor of the night.
He's getting called for charging through the neutral zone, and then on that far wall.
Reputation penalty moment.
Yeah, he broke his stride. He didn't leave the ice. You know, that was in slow motion, so you don't see the actual time that Coventry Blaze defenseman had let go of the puck, so you don't really see a lot wrong with that hit.
Power play time.
I'm sure one of the linesmen will give us or the refs will give us a letter of the law later.
I'm sure. Every rink we go into, one of the referees drags us into his office and just explains why they did something.
Yeah.
Good to see that they watch the show. Get the viewing figures up. Here's Adam Calder. Power play time. He shoots, he scores. Second of the night for Adam Calder. Third power play goal of the night for the Coventry Blaze. They've led by 2 goals on 3 other occasions. I think this one, though, might be the decisive one. They lead now by 5 goals to 3. We called the second.
Well, anyone at home, any kid growing up thinking they need a big wind-up slap shot from the point, you don't. That is textbook. We talk about it all the time. Look at how he gets the flex of the stick, the technique going. And the thing is that O'Sara can't pick up on the puck. Then when you wind up, O'Sara can see the puck, see it on the ice. But when it's right on the blade of the stick, you can't see it. So it takes him longer to key on it.
Huge goal for the Coventry Blaze in terms of not only this game, but of the 2007-8 BMI Baby Elite League. This is a difficult road game, and if the Coventry Blaze can get 2 points here, they'll just tick that one off. As Martin and Voff again battle, competitors to the very end. Soderstrom just got a little bit of traffic in front of O'Sara again. Stoney's going to chase Stewart. That 5th goal has kind of taken the buzz out of the crowd here. The Cardiff Devils crowd, who were providing the, if you like, the energy in the building. When that 5th goal has gone in, called the second, they kind of just felt a bit deflated, the Cardiff Devils fans. 4-3 down, they felt they were in it. 5-3, I don't know if they really do believe.
And everyone's going to be looking at that Darnell call on Voth for charging.
Yes, definitely so. You know, big calls make big moments in games. Max Brabia is going to leave it for Toe. Brabia's pass is not a great one. It's all a little bit scrappy again, hasn't it? It's gone scrappy. Jared Adams will go into a corner. Pease goes to cover him. Now it's Russ Cowley in the other end, and they chip out, and can Cloutier get there? No, he can't, but now Saplitsky gets the puck stolen off him. It's Cowley, it's Cloutier, takes a shot. Darlin had made himself big. Here's Cowley again. Cowley skates straight towards O'Sara. Nice play this time by Patrico. I think Patrico's had one of his best games I've seen him play for the Cardiff Devils. He's been very strong and very good tonight. Here is Patrico. Nice pass to Brad Voth. Voth comes with speed. Gets it out to Deschatelet. Deschatelet with a goal with his lovely smooth hands. And he was looking for Patrico, who was trailing in. Darling, red line. Hammers. That's exactly what he did in the first period. This time, Trevor Koenig makes a good stop and covers up.
Yeah, and you can see how Koenig in the last 2 periods, how he's just growing in confidence from that first frame, where he got a little bit shell-shocked, and we've said it, you know, both goalies just didn't show up in that first period, but they're absolutely no problem with it. It takes, you know, goalies, they need a good warm-up, they need to feel good, they need to be able to catch the, you know, see the puck in the areas that they want to, and now Koenig's on it.
Good to see Philos there back though, one of the, not one of the better goalies in the league, one of the better players in the BMI Baby Elite League. He took the Cardiff Devils to a playoff final last year, eventually went out to Nottingham. Here's Tommy Watkins. He was first choice for Jared Adams to come back to be the starting goalie for the Cardiff Devils this season.
It's going to take a few games for him to get back in it. He's been out for a long time, Dave, and like I said, these guys, they want to face rubber every night, and they want to stay on their couch. They want to be busy, and he hasn't been busy for the last couple of months, and now he's It's going to take him a few games to kind of get his radar back in action.
Phil Hill, he's digging like a miner down there. Manages to get the puck out to Martin on a one-timer to Moore. Watkins could feel Francis coming in. The Coventry fans feeling a little bit happier now, a little bit more confident. They get a couple of songs going, but Neil Francis is still working. Martin can't clear, only as far as Stone. Carlson comes in on the backhand, chips through the neutral zone. Icing is negated as Garrow gets back to hit. We hit the 5 minutes to go mark. Garrow chips the puck in. Picked up by Pease. Pease on the backhand. Big hit comes in of Jared Adams. Long shot from Garrow. Pease battling behind. Back out to Stone. Stone chips the puck forward. Matt Toe. It's coming back to Garrow. Garrow, he just couldn't get enough wood on it. And a penalty on the clock. And is this the last chance saloon for the Cardiff Devils as James Pease will make his way to the penalty box?
Well, he's going to be called for interference, I think, on Verbeer driving to the net and getting caught up in Pease's arms, and he goes down in the low slot. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and the Cardiff Devils now with a great chance to pull one back and get some momentum there. You can see the interference call.
Would you say, Nick, for Cardiff to get anything out of this game, they have to score on this power play?
Oh, definitely. And they got the big guns out there to do it, and they've got to just throw everything at Koenig right now.
Coventry went 5-3 up. You were just thinking about making a cup of tea, weren't you? Don't do it quite yet. It's power play time for the Cardiff Devils. Dave Shadowley tries to get it back to Garrow. Garrow has to step up, and KC Timmins, again, just done the steady job, hasn't he? Done everything right, KC Timmins. Here comes Teplitsky. Teplitsky gets it out to Patrico. Patrico just couldn't take it. Cloutier, outstanding, got to the puck first and chips into the neutral zone. And already 25 seconds he's killed on the Coventry Blaze penalty kill. Koenig comes out, doesn't collect. Voff does in his skate, puts the brakes on, does a nice little move and gets the puck to Dave Shadowley. Dave Shadowley will help it on its way and then makes a backhand pass to Garrow, but it was a blind pass. Osair comes out of his goal. Finds Patrico, he just chips in and whistle blows, and Patrico there making sure that Koenig covers up, therefore the face-off in the offensive zone right in front of the goaltender of the Coventry Blaze.
Cardiff Devils starting to look tired out there, Dave. They were so vibrant in that first period, the way they came out. I am also in the first bit of the second period, and now they just seem to have lacked a little bit in their jump.
Had a tough game, of course, on Saturday evening in Newcastle against the Newcastle Vipers. That was the game that Jason Silverthorne was injured in. I saw Jason earlier down by the bench. In fact, I can see him now shouting like he was on the ice. We trust that his injury is not too severe. Took a big hit from David Longstaff up in Newcastle. Might be a part separated shoulder. He's got to go and see the hospital again tomorrow morning. Here's Dion Darling. Poor pass from Darling. Garrow. Doesn't make too many poor passes, that boy. Garrow. In his second spell with the Cardiff Devils. Koenig was a little weak behind the goal there. 44 seconds as Brabia steps up on the power play. Garrow lost a little bit of its control, this power play. Dave Shadowley gets it out to Toe. Darling's just sunk low. He's right in front of Koenig, and the Devils keep the puck in. They get the rim going, hits the referee. Bounced nicely, actually, for the Coventry Blaze. Soderstrom battling with Darling. Toe has the puck. Dave Shadowley behind the goal. Dave Shadowley's got the next one. Dave Shadowley to Brabia. Throws it out in front. Oh, and Toe was coming on the back door there. I look to my left. 10 seconds on the power play. Big shot comes in. Nets off its moorings.
Well, Dave, Dan Carlson for the Coventry Blaze, I think he's going to be our man of the match. He's made so much space for his teammates out there, the way he skates, the way he moves the puck, and
well, he scored the nicest goal of the night, the short-hander. He's helped Calder out with a couple as well, and easy just to look at the scoring and go for Adam Calder, who's played well. But Dan Carlson,
and he's played tough too.
You know what? He plays in both ends of the ring, and he wants to be the first guy into a corner. He knows the hit's going to come in. This was a great goal, wasn't it?
Short-handed.
Calder, Coulson.
Bing, bang, and Phil Osair, absolutely no chance. Perfect 2-on-0.
Sexy goal as Teplitsky just drives one into the glove of Trevor Koenig.
You can't use that word.
Sexy?
Hockey's never sexy. It's great. It's awesome.
Sexy goal.
No.
Sexy goal.
Sexy's for gymnastics or something like that. Figure skating, that's sexy. Hockey's gritty.
Really?
And awesome and manly.
It was a sexy goal, though.
It was awesome.
Gives it back out to Teplitsky and then nets up its mooring again. I think this time helped, though, by Phil Hill of the Cardiff Devils.
The Cardiff Devils, they expect this. When they drive to the net, they know the net's going to get dislodged. There's no quips about delay of the game or anything like that. That's their game plan, to drive those lanes to Koenig and drive hard. And that's why the Cardiff Devils, I think, are going to have a successful playoff. Once they get Silverthorne back in, get everyone feeling great, Phil O'Sare back 100% and finding his radar.
Teplitsky tries to get the puck to the net. That man Coulson, who we've just given the player of the game to, blocks the shot and then drives to the offensive blue line. I wouldn't want to face the Cardiff Devils in a one-game playoff, or as it is in over here, of course, in England, or Britain, as we're in Wales here, a two-game series, that home and away, winner take all. I think that's a tough task of a lot of clubs. Calder, and all the Coventry players are doing right now is trying to keep that puck in the neutral zone. And Calder does a good job on Phil Hill, and he's another easy out for the Coventry players. Well, they've made a bit of hard work of it. It wasn't an easy out. In fact, our man of the match, Dan Coulson, there with a puck giveaway. Battling, here's Garrow's got a great chance, couldn't get it up high, and Garrow stares to the roof of this building. He had a great chance on the back door there with less than 2 to go.
What more can you do, eh? And Trevor Koenig being tight on his post, but a great Hill. Look at Hill, you don't see him there, but he's parked right in front of Koenig, and he gives him a little bit of a lip. And now the Cardiff Devils have called a timeout.
You know, when I saw Garrow sink low there, I thought, hey up, we're in for one here, because I just thought Garrow would just pop it over the shoulder of Trevor Koenig. And of course the big key, the coaches can say what they like, but you've got to win that face-off, and the Cardiff Devils did. They've get Voth again with a great chance out in front. They've pulled their goal lead. 6-on-5, it's Max Brabia. If Coventry get puck possession here, there's an empty net that awaits them. They're going to drive the net. They're looking for the puck. Koenig puts his hand in the air. He doesn't know where it is. Darnell blows his whistle. Face-off still in the offensive zone. Just, 15 feet in front of Trevor Koenig. 6-on-5, Patrico in the middle. The empty goal awaits. Patrico, who's won so many face-offs, can he win one more? He does win it. He gets it back to Teplitsky. Teplitsky through traffic, doesn't get out. Cloutier versus Teplitsky. Teplitsky moves the puck forward. Deschatelet gets the rim going. Brad Voth in the corner. Oh, but he was weak by Voth, but then Carlson fanned on it. Garrow's just in front. And it went past 2 Cardiff Devils players all the way down, where Brabia will collect. 60 seconds exactly. Is it going to be back-to-back championships for Paul Thompson and his men? Well, I think he might be here in Cardiff as we enter that final minute. Brabia, another icing, but another 8 seconds has elapsed. And the face-off again comes all the way back down.
Patrico having to come off the ice there. He lost his helmet. They're the traveling Coventry Blaze fans, and they're getting used to see their team win at home and on the road, and completely dominant.
It doesn't matter how good your team is, you know, when you come to this building, Cardiff, the old rink at the Welsh National Ice Rink, or this one, this is always a rink that's a tough rink to play in.
Tough fans.
Yeah. As we found out, well, as I found out tonight.
Yeah, they don't like you, do they?
Oh, everybody loves you, eh, Nick?
Just the people that matter, right?
Just the people that matter. I only need half a dozen people, Nick.
I love you, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Patrico and Coulson in the face-off circle. Another win. Patrico, big shot comes in from Bob and scores! Oh, get in the fast lane, Grandma! These bingo games are about ready to roll. The Devils are back in it. It's 5-4, and I told you that big man, Brad Voth, might have a part to play.
Now we're going to see O'Sare step back out onto the ice, Dave. Here, let's have a look. Patrico winning the draws, like you've mentioned all night, getting it to Voth. That's the play that Jared Adams wanted, and Brad Voth Look how he gets the shot away. Not the big wind-up. Again, just quick.
And he went right through Koenig as well.
Right through Koenig, no one in front of him. And now what we're going to see the Cardiff Devils do, trying to win the draw again. Patrico, get Phil O'Sare off, get the puck down low, and try and level this game and send it into OT.
They'll get that puck and they'll throw it to Koenig, and it'll be like a cavalry charge, but here's Carlson. Carlson again, second bite to the cherry. Goal. Dan Carlson scores. No, elbow. Darnell blew his whistle and pointed on his cheer. He pointed to behind the goal of O'Sare, but no.
I think he's calling it a penalty. 2 minutes for elbowing against Brad Voth, but Phil O'Sare giving the puck away to Carlson and Calder. Look at this, another 2-on-0. Sorry, it was Moore and Carlson. Then Voth comes in and just levels Carlson. Let's have a look at the elbow. Boom. And Brad Voth is so big. Again, you know, he comes in, he makes contact, and then he extends his elbow, and that's why he gets called so much.
You know what? It's a discussion I've had with several Cardiff fans here tonight. You shouldn't get a penalty for being 6'4", but when you are, you know the damage you can do, and sometimes you play on that, and I think that's what happens a lot in Voth's game.
And Phil O'Sare has...
Goal is pulled. So we're now 5-on-5, but we do have an empty net at the other end. And we've only got a handful of seconds left. And the puck's going to go to Duplitsky. Timmins has got to do a strong job, and he chips through the neutral zone. Calder will chase it down, but this game's over. What an exciting game, Nick. Fabulous game of hockey. Two teams playing at 100%. A 4-2 first period, though, in favour of the Coventry Blaze. Back came Cardiff with a 1-0 second period, an even third period. This game is over, though, and the Cardiff Devils have regained a lot of pride, but the Coventry Blaze have collected another 2 points. Our man of the match was our one-to-watch Dan Carlson. We'll see one of the sexiest goals in hockey when we come back after the break. We've got lots of reaction. Don't go away.
Hello folks, welcome back to Cardiff, where the Coventry Blaze have beaten the Devils 5-4 to extend their lead at the top of the BMI Baby Elite League. Well folks, it was certainly entertaining. The story of this one is 6 goals in the first period. Dave, both goaltenders having a hard time in that first period.
Yeah, I think both Phil O'Sare and Trevor Koenig had won a couple back, Nick. But you know what? It helped make the atmosphere. It helped make the emotion and the theatre of the night. I thought a great game. I thought both teams gave their all tonight.
And here's the Coventry Blaze getting off the bat right away.
Adam Calder, we've seen him do it so often, haven't we, on that one-timer? And it was Neil Martin, that quick spinnerama. I think that was the one that O'Sare would want back. 2-0. And you know what? Coventry had kind of taken the flow. Cardiff hit first, Coventry scored those goals, but then Trevor Koenig just gave the Cardiff Devils one long shot from Dion.
Had a hard time picking that one up, didn't he?
He did, but Coventry came back again, and they, on the power play again, was this the Curtis Uppy one? I think it was, yep. Curtis Uppy just drives the net on the power play, gets there first. You can see Paul Thompson's reaction with KC Timmins, but Cardiff, they don't give up, Nick, do they?
No.
Throw it at the net, we'll see it again, and again, I think Trevor will won that one back. Back come the Coventry. Oh, this was the goal.
This is the short-handed goal that, no goalie would have saved that.
No goalie.
Perfect 2-on-0 execution
it was
by two of the most offensive players in the league.
It was a sexy hockey goal. It was a great finish, and we could see it developing in the neutral zone, the breakaway on the short-handed play, and it was a great finish. You wouldn't want those two going down on a 2-0, would you? Never in a million years.
So after a 6-goal flurry in the first period, in the second period, we were expecting both goalies to settle down a little bit, but only the one goal.
You know what? 1 goal in the second, 1 goal in the third, but the second and third period was still as good as the first. This was a smashing goal. Again, Paul Thompson, I think, will perhaps be asking of his goalie there. Deschatelet just got it over the shoulder of Koenig.
It's such a good burst through the neutral zone, didn't he, Deschatelet?
It was. He's got good speed, hasn't he? And he keeps control of the puck, and he keeps the defenseman on the outside as well. It was a nice finish by Deschatelet, but I think on any other night, I think Trevor didn't have his best of nights, and I think he'd do it. He'd won that one back.
So the Cardiff Devils pulling one back there and into the third period, and it was still all to play for.
All to play for. Every time Cardiff got some momentum, though, they took a penalty, and I think they handed momentum back to Coventry at times, and we'll We'll see that long shot from Adam Calder. He's just got a great shot. I've run out of superlatives. I'm sorry, Nick. I've got nothing else good to say about him. But then look at that, Brad Voth. I said, didn't I?
Yeah.
You know, the Brad Voth show, something would happen, and he got him back in.
And it certainly made things interesting to the last few seconds.
Everything that happens when Brad evolves around Brad Voth, doesn't it? He'll either take a penalty, he'll make a hit, he'll score a goal, and he does his work down in this end of the rink as well. He's a man for all seasons, that fella.
All right, well, earlier on you caught up with both head coaches. Here's what they had to say.
All another big win for you. Did you make heavy weather of that game, though?
I think so. I think, Trevor didn't have his best night tonight, which put us under a bit of pressure at the end of the game. But I thought the boys executed well tonight against a team that you can see they're starting to come back now, and getting boys back to full fitness and stuff like that. So it's a great place to come and win. It's not an easy place to come, David.
It's not, and a team performance led by Carlson and Calder again, playing extremely well.
Well, they're our 1-2 offensive punch, aren't they? And they proved that again tonight. I thought everyone played well tonight. Everyone, like I say, Trevor didn't have his best night, but he has great nights for us night after night. And so the team showed up in front of him tonight. And we've got a lot of games coming up in a short space of time, and we're going to be relying heavily on Trevor.
Yeah, another player that played, I thought, very well tonight was Casey Timmins. He just drops back. You can play him up front or at the back end, and he was, I thought, very solid.
He does nothing wrong, Dave. Yeah. He's big and he's strong. He keeps it simple, and he's a perfect partner for Neil Martin. He gets the puck, he looks for Neil, and Neil goes. And he's been a great signing for us, and he's been a great pickup. And I really like him back on D. He just keeps everything simple, and positionally, considering he's not a defenseman, because positionally he's really is a smart defensive player.
Jared, a gutsy performance by the Cardiff Devils, but that Coventry power play, how'd you beat tonight?
Yeah, I think one of the 5 goals was even strength. They're now just power playing shorthanded, and they have the best power play in the league. And once we can kind of clean up our power play and penalty kill, I think we'll be right back on track.
That big line played very well, I thought, for you tonight. They Chatelet with Voth and Patrico, who had one of his better nights.
Yeah, I said earlier in the year, I thought Matas Patrico was one of the sneakiest signings around the league. He's a good performer when he's on the top of his game.
Yeah, Phil O'Shea coming back. It's going to take him a while to get back to his top form that we all know he can. Do you think he'll want a couple of those goals in the first period back?
I think Phil really would like a couple of them back, but like you said, I think for goaltending, I have no idea what it takes, but I think it's just tracking the puck. And the more game experience he gets, the better off he'll be.
And we can have a look at some of the other results from around the league. There's the Cardiff and Coventry score. Manchester beating Edinburgh 4-1. Nottingham blanking Newcastle 3-0. And then Sheffield beating Basingstoke 3-1. And Sheffield seemed to be the only team now that could catch the Coventry Blaze there at,
Can they though, Nick? Hey, everybody knows nobody would like it more than I for Sheffield to catch and pass Coventry, but I really do think Coventry are in the driving seats there, and great run from Sheffield. I think that's 9 consecutive wins in the league, but those games in hand and the points advantage, I really do think it's Coventry's to lose again.
Right. Okay, well, back to this game and the Cardiff Devils and how Jared Adams set this game to at the start, which was saying we got to get ready for the playoffs. Now, this is a team that is looking like they're getting ready for the playoffs. They entertained us, didn't they? They played physical, strong hockey.
This is proper old-fashioned, old-time hockey that you're playing, Cardiff. I refer to the Welsh National Ice Rink, their old building that used to be such a hostile place to play, and this is getting that way. I wouldn't want to come here in the playoffs if I was any of the other 7 teams. This is a tough barn to win in.
And a lot of it's going to be the home crowd getting behind the team, isn't it?
Oh, the home crowd getting behind.
Because we know that they can do that here.
Well, exactly. And this is a small. It's a small rink. You've got big players. They're the biggest team in the league.
Yeah.
Physically the biggest team in the league. They come to play hard here every night. And I wouldn't want to. I'd try and keep away from Cardiff in the playoffs.
All right, but yet another good display by the Coventry Blaze as well.
Coventry just keep the ball rolling, don't they? Every time we see them, they just win these games. Score 5 goals in Cardiff, you expect to win.
Okay, well, our next hockey coming your way here on Sky Sports will be the Nottingham Panthers and the Sheffield Steelers in the Challenge Cup final. That'll be at 8 p.m. on Sky Sports Extra. Well, thanks a lot, Dave, and thank you for joining us here on Sky Sports. We'll see you next time.